What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are on a fantastic day today, and today we have kind of a little bit of a different video. I'm going to aim to theme it around aviation news, but we may kind of go a little bit all over the place. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. This kind of is a check-in, kind of not. I'll talk about how I'm feeling towards the end. I won't bore you guys too much with that, but yeah, let's talk about some more positive things right now, that's for sure. So yeah, if you guys may notice, this is a different location, which I'm very excited to kind of show off. So this couch, you guys may remember it from airport updates in the background in the main room from 2018 and 19 and into 2020 a little bit. This couch I moved into my bedroom because I wanted to create more room out there in the main room for those bigger model airports back in when we redid the floor a little over a year ago in April of 2020. And I moved it into this room, and I thought I was rearranging my bedroom a little bit, and I changed the couch up a little bit and cleaned it off, and I was like, you know, this would be pretty awesome to use as a little sit-down area to talk when I'm filming. So I was like, that would be a perfect idea. So got it all framed up. The couch is all nice and clean. We got a ring light in here, so I feel like it's working well. So let me know what you guys think. I like the red contrast. You know, it's just a solid contrast, and it looks pretty good. So let me know what you guys think about that. I think it's looking pretty solid. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that I just wanted to go over before we get started with the aviation news portion of this video. I'll kind of talk about the status update a little bit towards the end of the video. But yeah, I kind of want to just talk about some really cool aviation news events that are going on. A couple of these coming out throughout the last couple of weeks. We may get off on a couple of different topics. We may talk about a couple of particular situations, opinions that I have, and all sorts of things. But yeah, so I hope you guys are excited for this, and let's just get into it. So the first big thing that I really want to talk about, the first big announcement I should say, is United Airlines. United Airlines on Tuesday, June 29th, had a massive day in terms of big time announcements. So the first thing to really take into mind, and kind of just the big flagship that will drive the whole announcement, is United has placed their largest aircraft order in the history of the airline, I should say, and probably one of the biggest of all time. 270 aircraft. 270 aircraft. That is going to be an additional third to their fleet. That's a third of their fleet as it is what they just ordered in aircraft. Absolutely crazy. Now there's a lot of context to this. So United's ordered 270 aircraft, all narrow body aircraft, between 3 total aircraft types, but I believe 2 of them are in a family. So United's ordered 270 aircraft, and let's start with the aircraft. So they have ordered 200 737 MAX aircraft and 70 Airbus A321neos. So this is a really interesting order because we knew United was going to have to replace their short haul international fleet, whatever you'd like to call it, between their 61 757 aircraft. They also have quite a few 767s. That would be totaling out to 38 plus 16, which would be something in the range of a little over 50, like 54 maybe. So they obviously have all these 767s, which are kind of replaced by 787s, but they only have 12 of the Dash 8s, 38 of the 7-9s, and they will have 14 total Dash 10s. So even though they do have quite a few 787-9s, is it the most ideal replacement? Probably not. And then kind of not. They do still have 75 777 aircraft to replace. Sorry, yeah, kind of. 777-200s, I should say. 19 of the 200 original variant, 55 of the ER variant. So this is a lot of planes that United has to replace that are aging. Those 757s are, I think, over 20 years old at this point, maybe a little less. Vice versa for those 767s. And especially those original 777s, I know those are like 22, 3 years old, something like that. So they are older aircraft. Now, United already kind of took a stab at this on trying to replace some of this with their order for 50 A321XLRs, kind of similar to American's order. They also ordered, I think they deferred these to later down the road to 2027, but they do have 45 A350-900s on order. So 757 and 767, it's kind of like, what are we going to do to replace these aircraft? So let's start with the A321neo. I feel like this is a solid complement order to their Airbus A321XLR order. I feel like they're going to utilize these aircraft on maybe some of the longer US domestic routes along with some of the transatlantic stuff. and potentially maybe some Caribbean flights, Mexico, Canada, Hawaii, maybe Alaska as well. These aircraft aren't going to be flying across the Pacific Ocean probably, but I think the XLR should be able to do that. I cannot confirm that though. But these Neos are going to be great additions. This is probably more so a direct kind of replacement for their 757s and kind of an indirect replacement for some of their 767s. Some of their 767s do operate some domestic routes, of course, with the Polaris cabin, but quite a few of them as well operate transatlantic flights. Some of the lesser demand cities in Europe, so they operate a good chunk. So I really like this A321 Neo order. I'm really surprised that they went for so many aircraft. Kind of the whole order, but especially the Neo. The Max, as we'll talk about in a minute, it's a very universal and versatile aircraft that you can use. Now the Neo, at the same time, while it is 70s a lot, and they also may be trying to replace some of their Airbus E319s and A320s into the future, and potentially even some of those 737-800s that are fairly old. So in some ways, this is kind of a replacement for not only the 757s and some of the 767 routes, but also the 737s and some of the Airbus aircraft, the A319 and A320. Really, really like this order from United. Really, really solid. I'm super excited to see, or the Neo portion of it. I feel like the Neo is a very versatile aircraft, very efficient, very nice. I'm really excited to see what kind of cabin they go for on it. And deliveries will start in 2023. So the year after next at some point. So I'm going to be really excited. And then of course their A321 XLR fleet starts in 2024. Now on the wiki it does say to replace 757, but the Neo is going to have a portion of that as well. At least I would think, but we'll have to see. So very, very exciting. On to the 737 MAX portion of this order. So 200 is a big number for one aircraft family. That's a lot. That's like Southwest or EasyJet type. And I'm sorry about that. I don't think I mentioned it, but that is the air conditioner in my bedroom. But I don't even know if you guys can hear it without, or how straight on pointed the mic is. I don't even know what you would want to call it. Like how focused in the microphone is on me. But anyways, nevertheless. All right, so here we go, boys. Sorry if I'm kind of out of breath. It's kind of hard to get going. Okay. 200 737 MAX editions. Now let's keep in mind what they already had. They already had 100 orders for the MAX 10. They're gonna have 70 total 737 MAX 9s, and they already had 40 737 MAX 8s, which I didn't even really know about till about a month ago. And I just put the icing on the cake. They ordered 50 737 MAX 8s. Really, really smart decision in my opinion, because I feel like 40 would have been a little bit too low. But these are going to be great aircraft to more so replace 737-800s, kind of not, but they'll be great. Caribbean routes, Mexico, Canada, Hawaii, Alaska even if they wanted to, and longer domestic routes across the lower 48 United States, you know, Newark to Los Angeles or whatever you'd like to put on that. The MAX 9s as well, that's kind of what they're doing right now with the MAX 9s, especially Florida. But this is just kind of the complement, you know. They're not the most different aircraft in terms of seating. The 737 MAX 8 will have 166 seats with United, and the MAX 9 only has a few more seats, 13, 179. We have no information on the MAX 10 seating. The only thing that we really have news on is that they have rolled a couple out of Everett in the livery, and the MAX 10 just flew for the first time a couple weeks ago. So the MAX 8 is down, or sorry, the MAX 8 will be going into service next month. I believe the inaugural is Newark to Houston on July 15th on the morning flight, I believe. Very, very exciting. But initially the MAX 8s, from what I read on a Simply Flying article, I believe, or maybe Point Sky, was one or the other, is going to be operating initial destinations to Las Vegas, Newark, and Houston, I believe. So, or they're going to be based at Houston is what they said. But now with an additional 50, you have to think that they're going to be more utilized around probably Chicago, Newark, Dulles, Denver, San Francisco, Houston, anywhere else that I may be missing, any future establishments. I don't think I'm missing any key United places. I said Denver, I think. So yeah. United ordered an additional 157 or 737 MAX 10s. Very, very interesting because not many airlines, I believe, have orders for the MAX 10. I think a couple for the MAX 9, but not many for the MAX 10 right now. So they're showing faith in the MAX, even though all the controversy that's happened over the last several years, all the situations, all the groundings, all the couple of incidents. I mean, they're showing faith, which really surprises me in this quantity, because United right now is set up to be by far the largest MAX operator in the world, I believe. But on top of that, we're talking about they're going to have 250 MAX 10s, 70 MAX 9s, and 90 MAX 8s. So we're talking about a solid, I think, like slightly under 500 aircraft, like 425 or so. That is a lot, guys. Southwest has 500 737 700s. EasyJet, of course, has all theirs. And really interesting to see United just going full on the 737 MAX. Really, really eager to see how this goes. It's going to be super interesting. But here's the lineup. 90 orders for 737 MAX 8, like we talked about. They currently have 30 737 MAX 9s with 49 still on order, and 250 737 MAX 10s on order. Nothing saying about what they're replaced on the wiki, just MAX 8 going into service in July 2021 on that inaugural route I said, and deliveries for the 737 MAX 10 start in 2023. No dates or anything, but crazy. Now, it does say that the 757s on the wiki are going to be, now it says this right here, but I'm sure this has changed with all these orders. It says 13 to be replaced by the A321 XLR. I'm sure this hasn't been altered since the announcement. And the 737 MAX 10. But I'd have to think the MAX 9 may play a little bit of a role on it, and also the Neo now. But we still have to consider how versatile these aircraft are. You can use the XLR even on domestic stuff if you really wanted to, but that's more of a long haul situation with a smaller cabin. But Neo, Maxes, all three types. And the MAX 10 I think is supposed to be for really long flights, though. I could be wrong on that, but tons of orders for that. Because United here, as we can see, is looking to replace the 767s and the 757-300s. We don't know how many seats the MAX 10 is going to have. I think it's going to be like 200 and probably 10, 20 at the most, 25, something like that. So that's going to be really exciting to see. I feel like this is going to be a really good go at it for United. And then the Airbus aircraft and narrow bodies, the MAX 8. That's why I really like the MAX 8 orders. They're really looking to get kind of replace their 737-800s, those older ones from Continental, and the Airbus aircraft that, even though they're really old, United will probably fly these for a while. And we have to keep in mind that not all these aircraft are going to get delivered overnight. These 250 737 MAX 10s will not be fully instated into the fleet probably till they start getting the A350, 2027, 2028. So we're talking about stuff in a decade here, but I feel like this is a solid announcement for United in the future. They obviously had a massive announcement for the Boom Overture. Now we have a massive announcement for more Maxes and Neos. Really, really exciting stuff. And then they're really set up well long-term with their fleet. Multiple 777-300s, multiple 787s that are still relatively young. And then, of course, their narrow-body situation. So I feel like it's a solid ad. Good variation. There'll definitely be tons of variation here in the United fleet. By far the most the most variety in any big three fleet between American and Delta, especially Americans. Theirs is condensed a ton recently. But on the whole situation with United, to conclude this whole announcement, oh yeah, we also cannot forget that there are multiple pictures on their Instagram now of the new signature interior is what they're calling it. So here we go. Room for one carry-on for every passenger in their new interior, which we'll see. Sorry, I'm trying to see if they said if there was any sort of what aircraft these are going on first or anything. But here's the new signature interior. Room for one carry-on, seat back entertainment, and power outlets at every seat. Very impressive. You can't really American Port Delta right now. That's a real statement from United. You know, they had their situation with in-flight entertainment. There was a couple of rumors that's coming back, and United's going to make it happen. But that's awesome on the carry-ons. Really, really exciting. And Bluetooth connectivity throughout the cabin. Unreal. It looks awesome. I have to say that United's really stepping it up. They're trying to take over. You know, United wasn't as not necessarily favored, but not as recognized, or however you want to word it, whether it's recognized or not as big of an airline as what they've turned into. They may take that #1 spot in terms of satisfaction or whatever you want to call it by many opinions. I'm still a big American fanboy, I'll be honest on that. I know people are not a big fan of American, that's perfectly fine. But from a non-biased perspective, United is definitely doing some work, which is crazy. I'm really excited to see what happens. Instagram post is full on there, and I think Simply Flying also did a rather large article on that. Really eager to see where it goes. Really, really eager to see where it goes. So United, really exciting stuff. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to take so long to talk about that, but I do want to move on to another awesome topic. Allegiant Air just had another big time announcement of 23 new flights. Really, really exciting to see more new flights here from Allegiant. They obviously added numerous earlier this year. I'm not sure how those routes are doing. Quite a few of them haven't even started yet, or pretty close to starting for most of them. But 23 new non-stop flights for Allegiant Air. Really, really exciting. 4 new cities. Really, really nice lineup. I don't have just a full list of the routes. Actually, Simply Flying may have one for me. If I can find Simply Flying and see if they did them deal by deal. This announcement came out. They added it all to their website overnight, or last night I should say, Monday night rather. Sorry guys. And now they have, just seeing, and the Max 8 was that new interior. They had a whole, not meeting, but kind of like just to see the whole interior. Today on Tuesday. I don't see any announcement from Simply Flying on the new Allegiant routes, but we have the picture on here. I can't see every one of them in depth, but 4 new cities, big expansion out of Austin to reply. Here we go. So here's what we got. I apologize if I can't read every route off, but I'm going to try. We'll start north and then we'll end with Austin. So Minneapolis, St. Paul is a brand new city, brand new service to Punta Gorda. I believe Asheville, North Carolina, and I think West Palm Beach. It's either West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale. I think it's West Palm Beach. And then Los Angeles for Minneapolis, St. Paul. Really, really interesting to see them going into bigger cities like this, these bigger flagship cities. We'll also see another one here in just a moment. Really, really exciting stuff. I feel like all these new cities will be in that. I'll kind of give a brief overview after I say all the routes. I don't want this to take for absolutely ever. New service from Washington Dulles, another new city. Service to Jacksonville, Florida, and Sarasota, I believe. Melbourne, Florida, new city. Brand new service to Nashville. Concord, I believe. Pittsburgh. Sorry, this map's kind of really hard to read. I believe those 3 cities. And then our 4th and final new city, Amarillo, Austin, Texas, and Las Vegas. 4 great new cities. Really excited about that. And I'll kind of give a concluding thought here in a minute. All right, other new routes include Nashville has 3 new routes. New service to Palm Springs. That's a really interesting one. Melbourne, Florida. I think Nashville to Melbourne is one. And Nashville to Jacksonville. Jacksonville also got Washington Dulles, if I didn't mention that. Pittsburgh got Melbourne as well, I think. I believe it's Pittsburgh to Melbourne. Can't see, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just reading off the map. Fort Lauderdale got new service to Des Moines. It's either that or West Palm Beach. I believe Des Moines now is a focus city, which is really interesting. Tampa got Springfield. Tampa got Wichita, and Springfield got Punta Gorda. Good ads there, really like that. Houston Hobby also got Springfield. Good ad. And a couple more on the West Coast. Orange County got Eugene, and then Austin. I'll kind of talk about Austin all at once. And I believe that's every route, not including the Austin movement. Austin, American Airlines made a huge announcement about 2 or 3 weeks ago with a ton of new cities. Allegiant was not taking that lightly. Allegiant added 7 new cities to Austin, Texas. Orange County, Amarillo, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Northwest Arkansas is starting in a couple days, but it wasn't in this announcement. How about Springfield, Missouri? and Louisville, Kentucky, along with Sioux Falls as well. Sioux Falls, and then Provo, Utah as well. Wow. The Austin movement's crazy. I did a full-on new type of, I did a deep dive on Instagram about the whole situation. I could spend an entire 5 hours talking about the Austin movement. American got replied on. I told you guys in that video, I'm not sitting here to cap or any of that crap. I said, somebody's going to reply to what American did. I don't know if it was going to be Southwest again. I don't know if it was going to be Spirit, but I told you guys somebody was going to. Wasn't expecting it to be Allegiant, but I probably should have known in the back of my head. They haven't done anything for a couple months. Why would it not have been Allegiant? And they're going, it's really interesting because some of these, most of these are unserved markets out of Austin, but at the same time, some of them are to some bigger places that Americans, sorry, that was Instagram Reel. But they're flying to some routes kind of, okay, sorry about that, but what I was saying was, some of these, it's kind of just other things that were kind of left in dust. Now, Tulsa's the direct competition with American. I'm really, really eager to see how this goes. United Air flew this route in 2019, and just because of poor advertising, just really different airline, it did really bad. Now I can see American and Allegiant doing much better on it. Amarillo, I feel like, is a really neat choice. I'm not sure how popular that route's going to be. I feel like the Las Vegas service to compete with Southwest will be a little bit more, what's the word? A little bit more profitable, but we'll see how that one goes. Springfield, I feel like, is a really good ad. That will be a nice compliment to Northwest Arkansas and another nonstop destination for Springfield. Louisville, really good. I know Spirit's been growing a lot out there, so that'll be an interesting ad. Sioux Falls as well, another non-stop service. It's going to be good. Now, Orange County, kind of that, there's like 7 airlines in Austin, Los Angeles, so it made sense for Allegiant to go with Orange County. And I feel like they're going to really do well on the on this. Now, I don't even know how they're going to do 21 flights. I know they only have like 2 gates like Savannah, airports like Savannah, and places like that, and still make it work, but I mean, 21 routes out of Austin. They have like 1 gate down there at the South Terminal, I think. I could be wrong on that, but a lot of new nonstop flights, which is really, really exciting. That Tulsa service, especially to compete with American, one of them's not going to make it. I can guarantee you that. I don't think, honestly, as bad as I hate to say it, I don't know if both are going to make it, but I really would be surprised if even one of them makes it. But we'll just see how it goes. Really excited about the new cities. Amarillo, I feel like, will be good. That Austin service, I'm not sure how long that's going to make it, but I know places like Albuquerque even have sustained it over time, but I feel like the Las Vegas service, they'll be able to compete with Southwest. Palm Springs to Nashville is a really neat oddball. Very, very interesting. I'm really eager to see how they do at these bigger cities like Minneapolis and Dulles. And Melbourne, that's going to be a good add to their Florida network. They started a lot of new flights out of Florida in this announcement. Everything besides Austin, pretty much. So, really, really good. But yeah, some interesting oddball destinations. Really, really excited for what's to come for Allegiant. Well done, Allegiant. And I'm really excited to see what's to come. All of those, I believe, are 2 weekly. So, very, very interesting. So, yeah, those were the main 2 things I wanted to cover. I did want to say that I did make that big time real-life aviation deep dive analysis on Austin International Airport on Instagram if you want to check that out. More so because I haven't been able to film content for YouTube. It took some time to make it, but I thought it was a cool little different content form. And yeah, I'm sharing my photos on there. There's a lot of good ones coming, so really, really awesome. And yeah, I don't have anything else too big announcement-wise. I mean, we could take a look at... Sorry, guys. We could take a look at some smaller particular situations, but those are the main big 2 that I want to talk about. And I'll just give a little bit of a status update while we're here. So, yeah, as you guys know, not feeling great. Trying my absolute best. Been moving quite a bit, though, so that's a solid start. Hopefully, when I get back in the groove, we're just going, because I'm so tired of what's been going on recently. I'm really, really eager. Yeah, like I talked about in that last video, there is trips planned. Not sure if I'll be able to go on them, but they are planned. That's kind of just where we're at on everything. Been moving, like I said, so I'm hopeful that maybe it'll kind of rub off into just a new routine. Maybe I'll just feel better at some point. Getting distracted's been fun. That's been where I've been at my best, but just even simple tasks have been difficult, but luckily doing kind of decent. So I'm really hopeful that the best is yet to come. You know, a lot of things going on in my life. Really, seriously getting serious about college. So that's something that's going on. And yeah, when we're back going, I'll probably do a full-on, probably a channel update on top of just a new analysis, because I briefly talked about this in the last channel update, but the future of the channel, what I'm going to be able to do, and all those sort of things, especially long term, I don't have an answer to everything currently, and that's kind of to be expected. But my primary goal for right now is just to go one day at a time, do the best that we can, and hopefully have a really solid, I don't want to call it a conclusion to an era, but you know, really solid rally here. You know, just a lot of fun content, a lot of good times. Want to get back to live streaming, want to do more airport updates, want to get back to normal. I really do. You know, this is kind of just like a double pandemic for me, and I don't need petty. That wasn't the intention with saying that. Just simply analyzing what's going on. But yeah, kind of covers the aviation news. Let me know if you guys like this little setup. I may try to get some more lighting in here. I know it's not perfect, but I thought it looked kind of decent, so I thought I would give it a try. And yeah, guys, besides that, that's pretty much everything. I'll probably upload this on Thursday or Friday, so happy whichever day it is. And I'm hopeful that some content finally starts to get rolling here at some point. It's been too rough of a stretch here. Really want to get going, and I have a lot of things in the plans, a lot of ideas, a lot of proposals. Excuse me. Just whatever we can do, we'll do it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, everybody. I appreciate you guys taking some time to sit here and listen to me talk mainly about aviation news. Just want to get that brief little status update, and that was pretty much the whole 9 yards of everything that I have to say. So yeah, I'm not sure when the next video will be. I don't have anything from the A321 Neo leg of the Dallas community state trip edited, so maybe I can start working on that periodically. Mainly, I just haven't been able to fully get going on talking, but I think I can definitely do it. So I'm going to try to sit at the desk a little bit, maybe work on the layover vlog a little bit. Gotta work on school. I'm a little bit behind. Not in a bad way, just for today though. So yeah. Alright guys, I believe that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be excited to talk to you guys soon. And yeah, let me know if you guys like this sort of thing. I'll do more editing in the future. Just don't feel the best right now, and just want to get something for you guys. So yeah, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. It's Redriveraviation is signing off.